One of the common questions I see posted on forums and in Facebook groups is regarding comparisons between the Deepmind 12 and the Deepmind 6, with a lot of people not being sure which one would be better for them. In this video I want to look at a couple of the differences, and there aren't very many, but there are a few that are quite important. So stick around and see what they are. So here we've got a Deepmind 6 which I've had for coming up to 2 years, and I recently bought the Deepmind 12 desktop for its rack mount capabilities too. Now the Deepmind 12 and the Deepmind 6, they're almost identical. The Deepmind 12 however has a 49 key bed rather than the 37, giving it an extra octave, so it's a 4 octave as opposed to the 3 octave keyboard on the Deepmind 6. Other than that, it has the same TC and Clark effects, stacking 4 at a time with 30 algorithms. They both have the same number of DCOs and LFOs and the same waveform shapes. They have the same number of envelopes. It shares the same 8-channel modulation matrix with 19 sources and over 130 destinations available. They both have the 32-step control sequencer and the same analog signal path. Both the 6 and the 12 have the 26 sliders on the interface with 1 button per function, and both are capable of storing 1024 program memories in the program memory slots. Both the 6 and the 12 keyboard versions have the same identical semi-weighted full-size keys with velocity sensitive and aftertouch. One of the biggest differences between the 12 and the 6 is the lack of Wi-Fi, which they've cut down, I'm guessing just because it's in such a more compact space. Now obviously the biggest difference is between the 6 voices and the 12 voices on the DM12. And does it really make too much of a difference? After all, a lot of the time this is compared to the Juno 106, which only had 6 voices itself. And most of the time you're only going to use 5 of the 6 voices in a chord, unless you're a seriously hardcore keyboard player. But that said, its strong point is pads, and this is why a lot of people gravitate towards these. The one thing it excels at is ambient music, and it's in those pads that you notice the difference between the 6 voices and the 12 voices, especially when you bear in mind that it's capable of up to a 32-second release time in the envelopes. Any other playing with the release playing in that time, you'll be prone to voice stealing, which the 6 does quite drastically. Especially over the 12, which just has voices to spare. If we listen, we can hear those differences, especially with the voice stealing. So that's 3 notes, but it's playing all 6 voices. If we add an extra 3 notes, the note priority immediately goes to the last 3 notes. With the Deepmind 12, those voices are layered. So we can see how those voices can make a difference, especially if you're wanting a pad sound. Here we'll find some pads. And if we play 2 chords on those pads, then we'll be able to hear a huge difference between the 6 and the 12. How the 6 steals the voice and cuts it off compared to the 12. When people ask which they should get, I've always been happy in the past to recommend the Deepmind 6 because of its compact nature. And it still sounds great, it's still a fantastic synth with amazing capabilities. It wasn't until I picked up the 12 that I actually heard the differences in them, and although I've been really happy with the 6 for a very long time, the 12 it's a completely different animal, and it's well worth spending the extra cash on. The price difference between them now, especially used on the used market, it's negligible. It's well worth investing the extra couple of quid picking up the Deepmind 12. Anyway, I hope this has been of use. If you haven't already, please like, comment and subscribe, and leave any questions in the comments below. Many thanks.